Jitterplots are a fantastic way of being able to split out the marks within your view so that you don't have them overlapping one another. So if you have something like customer orders where the frequency of a certain number of orders is quite a lot, and so you have a lot of overlapping marks, one way around it is to create a jitter plot. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video. Hey everyone, welcome back to Rather Be Visin. My name is Sam, and today we're taking a look at jitter plots. Now, jitter plots are a way of being able to expand your data to show lots of little points that still make up the whole, so you're able to see a bit better all of the individual plot points within there. So it's better if I show you what I mean. So let's hop right into Tableau and take a look. So here we have my jitter plot. So I'm having a look at the number of orders that a customer has made by category, and you can see we've got lots of little circles all over the place to show those customers. And the reason that we're doing this is because it allows us to see a lot more clearly where the density of these customers fall. So we can see that actually for furniture we've got a lot more of these circles around the sort of 0 to 5 area, whereas for office supplies it's a lot more around the sort of 5 to 10 area. And the reason we're splitting all of these out is so that we don't just have that one plot point to say this is where so-and-so made X number of orders and they're all overlapping one another. So everyone who has made 2 orders is on this row here, and they're all sort of spaced out just a little bit so that we can hover over and maybe drill down into them. So how do you make a jitter plot? Well, it's very, very simple, but it uses a function that Tableau actually doesn't tell you about. So let's clear this all down and start from scratch, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I've got my blank sheet here. The first thing I'm going to do is bring in my order ID, and I want to do a count of my order ID so I can see how many orders have been made. Then I'm going to bring in my product category into columns. And now I can see I've got my furniture, my office supplies, and my technology. What I'm going to do, hold down Control, drop category onto color so I get the 3 different colors for these. Then I'm going to bring in my customer name and I'm going to drop that onto detail. And you can see what happens is it brings through each individual customer into the view. And because there is a border on these colors, it makes everything look a bit gray. So let's change this from being automatic to circle. And now we can see how this looks. So we can see that when we hover over these, we can see each of these individual customers, but there's probably a lot more people than just Alejandro that has made 6 orders of office supplies. So what might be useful here is if we split this out so we have that jitter plot in order to see how many customers are sat at that 6 level. And so the way that we can create this jitter plot is by using a function that's not available readily within Tableau. So in our calculated field box here, just resize this a bit. If we click on this arrow, we can see all of the functions that Tableau allows us to use. And there's lots of good stuff in here. And if you haven't used this pop-out, it's really useful. If you know you need to do a date calculation, for instance, you can type in date and you can see all of the different date things that you can do. Now what we want to do in order to get our dots to be all spaced out all over the place is we ideally want to use the random function. So if I search for random in here, you can see it doesn't exist. There's no entry for random. That doesn't mean we can't use it. So I'm going to call this jitter, and I'm just going to type random and then open and close bracket, and you can see that turns blue, the brackets turn bold, and it tells me the calculation is valid. And what this does is pull through a random figure. So if I click OK on that now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up, I'm going to right click and drag it next to my category, and then I'm just going to choose jitter. I'm not going to aggregate this in any way, I'm just going to choose the top one. Click OK on that, and now you can see we have got our jitter plot. So what it's doing for each customer name, because that's what we've got on detail, so each point is a customer, and then it's applying a random number. We can see it's between 0 and 1. So now each customer is being plotted across here, and if we hover over, we can see in the tooltip, so Emily here, her jitter value is 0.46, and if we have a look at Roy here, his jitter value is 0.77. And so by doing this, we've now split out all those circles. So rather than having them all on top of one another, they're now split out across the axes. And that is how you create a Jitterplot. So really straightforward, and all you need to do is create that calculated field that uses random. And of course, as always, we can tidy this up, so we can right click and format. We can get rid of our grid lines and our zero lines, both our rows and our columns, and that's just going to make it look a lot cleaner. We could maybe get rid of the field labels at the top, so we're just left with our category names, and we can get rid of the axis for jitter because it's not telling us any information. And now we've got quite a nice clear visualization that's showing each individual customer, and we're able to quickly see where those big pockets of customer orders are. And that's Jitterplots. So hopefully you found that useful. If you did, please do let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers for watching.